Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Comic Book Burrito Extra Beef. My name's Darien.
My name's Landon.
And today we got another Marvel movie, not an MCU movie, mind you. Sony Spider-Man attached disconnected universe movie, whatever it's called.
That works, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll be reviewing Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. We did review Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse on our short series, Comic Book Burrito Across the Spider-Verse, which you guys can go check out. It's on the YouTube channel and on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Now we're with the sequel. Let's see if they were able to capture lightning in a bottle twice. All right, Landon, what were your expectations going into the movie?
Considering the fact that Spider-Man Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is probably the best Spider-Man movie there is. 2 is still my favorite, but if we're going to talk about just Spider-Man 2 in general, but if we are going to talk about probably the best, it is this one. Into Spider-Verse. So it was very high for this movie. And honestly, it didn't disappoint at all, for me at least. What about you?
I stated this on the podcast, and it came true because I knew it would. And it happened the same thing with Into the Spider-Verse. I wasn't hyped for the movie until about a couple days before it came out. It's when it really started to go up. And the same thing happened with this one. So I was excited going into it. I had been spoiled on 2 things. Which is unfortunate.
Oh yeah, I was too. I forgot.
Yeah,
I was like, well, good thing I wasn't spoiled. What if?
Yeah. I was gonna stay away from spoilers. I even had the words muted, but I think I saw it before I muted the words, which that helps a lot, by the way.
Yeah,
muting the keywords, but yeah, I was excited going into it. Yeah, that's really got to say for that. I guess real quick, I don't really do this on these extra brief episodes to give a quick plot synopsis, right? Kind of like a overview of the plot, not going like detail or whatever. We'll go into detail on the stuff we liked and didn't like, but
yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because I've only seen it once. You've only seen it once, right?
I have seen it once. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, you gotta bear with us. I've seen it once. I saw it yesterday as of recording this, so I'm going to attempt to remember it in the correct way it happened. Start off Miles. We start with Gwen, right? And we see a little bit of Gwen.
Pretty decently long opening for Gwen. Not bad at all. Well, I want to say it did feel a bit sluggish this beginning and a little section after that. Not that I want them to rush to do the here, go show the spider people. That's not what I'm wanting, but I don't know. I just felt like the pacing. I'd say the biggest problem with this movie would be the pacing.
Yeah, which we can get into full detail in a little bit after the plot thing. Yeah, but I also had an issue with pacing. It starts off with Gwen. We see some stuff. We see her fight. We see how she meets Spider-Woman. Right. What was Jess?
Yeah, Jessica Drew.
She called her Jess Drew. That's what she, all right. Trying to remember. And then we meet Miguel. Oh my! Miguel's entrance was so cool though.
Yeah. No. Oh,
yeah. And he flies out of that portal. Man. But we see this whole thing. They recruit her to the Spider Society. They fight Vulture, which is an interesting take on Vulture.
It's a French.
Yeah, like a Renaissance kind of like Da Vinci Vulture.
Yeah. I've never seen this Vulture before, but I love him.
Yeah. We get back to Miles. He's dealing with school stuff. He fights the Spot at the beginning. Spot's a fun character.
Yeah, Spot is better than Kingpin, you'd say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
But let's see, not to get stuck on too much details. They fight Spot. Find out Spot is the bagel guy, the guy who got hit with the bagel in the first movie, which is a crazy real.
Yeah, crazy connection.
Unexpected.
Yeah, I remember seeing everybody talking about like, how Spot's connected to Miles, you'll never guess, and it's pretty hilarious. And I come to find out it's the guy he hit with a bagel. I'm all like, oh well, okay, that's it.
Yeah. Let's see. They get a lot of family stuff with Miles in this movie. Gwen shows up. They hang out. Gwen's trying to find Spot because Spot's causing issues with the cannon, right? Whatever. That's that whole thing. And she leaves to go back to Spider Society. Miles runs in after her, I think. They get there. And we see all kinds of spider. We see all these different versions of spider people and some cameos. You know, we get Donald Glover as the Prowler live action in the movie, which is awesome.
Yeah.
We saw the versions of Kraven, Rhino. Insomniac Spider-Man was there with a line from Yuri.
From Yuri himself, which was awesome.
I wonder. This thing. I wonder if that's going to be like mentioned or nodded toward in Spider-Man 2.
Well, I mean, remember here. I mean, not every like UCPS4 Spider-Man. It ain't like, oh my god, it's.
But it did say Insomniac Spider-Man, but with like
did it say that? Oh, I didn't see
that's
that.
what it said in the text box. Insomniac Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, that's just his name. It's just Insomniac Spider-Man.
But I feel like it'd be cool. You'd be like, well, I did have a sort of adventure over the summer, something like that. We could say to Miles.
Maybe. I mean, we'll see. I like to see how that goes, honestly.
Yeah. I can't remember. I need to see the second time just so I can. I missed a lot. There's a lot of stuff I need to see it on streaming so I can pause and look at. There's a lot of things. Peter parked car.
Peter parked car was like.
That was the funniest one.
That was the funniest one for me too. I loved that. I mean, like. I mean, how was your theater? I know that it matters. How was your theater reacting to?
Not at all.
Not at all. It was just dead quiet.
Yeah.
That's like the worst.
Yeah, that's why I'm going. I'm going to see the Flash on a Thursday. I'm going to get that crowd that is going to react because I need to see. I need some reaction for some Keaton.
Yeah, I'd say depending on how your theater reacts, it just makes the whole thing better.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is either, but
I was like the only person that was really reacting, but I wasn't being loud because like no one else was.
Yeah. You just try to let everyone notice you. Hey,
I don't remember what else happens. I mean, we meet. I skipped through this. I didn't mean to. We meet Spider-Man India. I don't remember how to say his name.
Pietro or something like that.
No, it's not Pietro. That's Russian.
Oh god, it is.
Let me look it up real quick so I can make a computer. Spider didn't even hit enter. Okay. Spider-Man India. I might butcher the name. Peter Babak. I don't know how to say that. It's like okay, well, my apologies for not being able to pronounce that.
You know what it is. You saw the movie.
Yeah. You heard how I pronounce Namor. Anyway, I should have given you everything you know. But we meet him, Spider-Man India, which is an interesting character. He wasn't really in it that long.
Yeah.
But then you meet my favorite Spider-Man, Spider-Punk.
Hobie Brown, dude, he's so funny. His introduction is like one of the funniest things ever. I hate the AM, I hate the PM. It's like I love him. As soon as I saw him on screen, I was like, oh yeah, I like this guy. Yeah,
I like his art style. That's the thing. Art style is crazy in this movie. It's like so many different kinds.
It's so trippy.
Yeah. And then you move on. We meet Miguel, and Miguel's just hardened guy, right? Miles is being introduced to him. Miguel is just like we kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
And then Peter B. Parker shows up with Mayday Parker. His daughter, a little baby with the little Spider-Man mask she pulled down.
Yeah.
I had a scene with Spider-Punk when he looked over the baby crawling on the scene. He's like, the kid's an anarchist.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know. The interactions they have in this movie between people is just so hilarious.
Yeah,
and so just like how, because Hobie is just like just going against everything, and I love the memes on Twitter. Everybody's talking about like how like. Oh, I want to get a Spider-Punk toy, but Hobie wouldn't approve.
I saw one thing that was like the top of it's like a Marvel Legend, probably, I think, because they have this like Spider-Verse wave or something. And you know how the top of the box is like the thing that hangs on the hook?
Yeah.
It's got the like cut out. And then it's got like the logo for the movie and the name of the figure. Well, someone ripped off the entire bottom underneath the name of the figure. There's a Spider-Punk figure. Someone stole it. It just left the tag hanging there. And so the person was like, "Hope he would approve."
Hobie he would though.
But yeah, I feel bad because I feel like I'm butchering the plot because I know there's a lot I'm missing. But I've seen it once and it was sensory overload, really. But I think this also might be part of an issue that I have with the movie. But I'll get into that later.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, things happen and we get an explanation of canon events and what those are. Like, Spider-Man's supposed to lose somebody. That's their canon event. That's got to happen. Spider-Man's have to suffer.
Yeah.
Miles.
Yeah.
What was the we see Andrew and Toby. We see Toby in kind of a different way. We saw Andrew in it, but I mean they're there up close and personal with Andrew, but it didn't really look like Andrew.
Yeah, it looked somewhat. It looked. I mean, it looked like him, but at the same time,
it was supposed to be. It was him from the farther away shot, but when it got closer, that wasn't him.
Yeah, I wonder if it was. I mean, if I had to guess, maybe what happened. I mean, that was a very edited shot.
Yeah.
So what if it just made him look weird?
I mean, it's possible. I mean, we get the whole canon events thing or whatever. Miles is supposed to lose his dad, and
which is kind of weird because I always felt. I mean, does Miles mention this, or I feel like I don't know if I saw this on Twitter or whatever. I mean, could his Uncle Aaron be his canon event or something? Or
they showed that in the movie, like him remembering that.
Yeah,
but like I think it wasn't supposed to happen. That wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I want to take a quick attention to detail on something. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah.
You know how like when you're in a different dimension, they do that like weird glitchy thing.
Yeah.
Like Miles glitching out. You notice that the spider that bit him did that when he went to like.
Yeah.
Because it was a different dimension.
Well, so my friend mentions this to me, and he's like, yeah, you know. Yeah, you know the Spiders goes to the first one. They've been hitting this since like the beginning. I'm like, have they? Because thing is, I always assumed the spider was glitching out because it was radioactive. That's why.
But now we know it was because.
But that because it was from a different. I guess who sent it over there? Was
42.
it Spot or I guess Kingman's Collider? I guess sent it over there.
I guess so. What the big reveal with that, or towards the, and I want to skip the plot. We find out that Miles was never supposed to become Spider-Man.
Yeah,
and that because, and I saw a thing earlier too. Another thing that tied back to the first one, when you got that scene with Spider-Man looking at Miles, and they're sensing each other.
Yeah,
that whole scene. If you look at the colors behind Miles when that first happens, they're
Prowler colors.
Yeah, the Prowler. Yeah, and then right when their eyes both go wide, they turn to Spider-Man colors because that's like that's the timeline switching kind of.
Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting because I mean, if they never noticed each other, they would have played out like that. What happens at the end?
Yeah.
Let me see. I mean, Miles is like, no, I got to go save my dad. I got to do all this and. Runs off, being chased by all these spider people. It was a crazy chase scene. Apparently took 4 years to animate.
Yeah, and I could tell. I mean,
it was insane.
It was truly insane.
And you had the 60s Spider-Man.
I got him. Oh no, I mean,
Spider-Man dinosaur, Spider-Man the cat.
Spider-Wolf. I mean,
no Spider cowboy. Spider-Man.
That was the coolest one. The cowboy one, that was the coolest one.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot, and we get this whole case. Miles. Right before this, Spider-Punk leaves. He takes off his bracelet, throws it onto the ground, and then walks through a portal.
Yeah.
Which confuses me later on. But does something, but I feel like I'm skipping stuff. It's my apologies if I am. I'm trying to remember the big plot things, and we find out that he gets to the place and he hacks this messes with this hacker girl's computer stuff and opens the weird teleport spider machine, whatever it was, and he's sending himself home. He does it. Miguel is angry.
Dude, Miguel's constantly pissed off in this movie, and I love it. It's awesome.
He was my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, he was my favorite part as well.
Let's see. He takes Gwen's wristwatch, right, and sends her home. I think. It sent Miles to Dimension 42, which is where the spider was from, because that's the blood that was going through him. It sends you to wherever the spider that bit you is from. And this is another universe. This is not his world. It's a huge reveal, right? Turns out my Uncle Aaron shows up. His dad is dead. Turns out there's no Spider-Man in this world. And then that version of Miles in that world is the Prowler, which I thought was crazy, but they did stay on that reveal a little too long.
Yeah, I was at that point when Aaron's all I'm about the Prowler, and you see the Prowler hanging above Miles and all. It's oh, okay, it's obviously the Prowler. Because Aaron says that line. He's oh, you cut off your dreads, Yeah. Or Dreads is just tries up dude.
Yeah, so, and the jacket that Miles picks up in that room is a Prowler colored jacket.
Yeah.
And Gwen is in Miles' actual bedroom, and she says she's going to go look for Miles, and his parents are worried. And the movie ends with Gwen standing outside of Peter B. Parker's house, and that Mayday was hanging upside down, pointing. I'm Spider baby. That must be a whole handful. But let's see. Okay, so Gwen's outside. Toby gives her it was the bracelet or whatever, the thing that they used to travel. But I was confused because he threw it down.
Yeah.
When he left, he right before he walked through the port, he threw it on the ground and walked away. In Spider Society place.
Yeah, but
I'm confused of how he got another one.
Lord knows if he has. You know what, dude? I'm not too sure.
It feels like a continuity issue.
It may. I want to say it is, but I'm almost nervous. We missed something. There's no way we both missed some, but
I saw him take it off and throw it down because I noticed that he took off his wristwatch. He said, "I'm out. I quit," or something like that, and he threw it down and walked to the portal.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And this one looked kind of cobbled together too. So maybe he made his own. I don't know.
Well, it looked like it was.
Yeah.
Maybe he had another one.
He may have. But I don't know. It ends with you see Spider-Ham, Penny Parker, Spider-Man Noir, and all the other characters that was introduced throughout this movie beside Gwen to get Peter. I think that's where the movie ends, right? It's to be continued.
Yeah, you get that reveal. It shows off Miles is the Prowler. And
no post-credit scene.
Yeah. There's the only thing that is there is all like, story will continue beyond the Spider-Verse. That's all. That's all there is.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get into things that I didn't like, and I'll slowly talk about things that I do like as I go into it.
Okay.
Audio mixing. Now, I'm not gonna give it the biggest complaint on this because actually, I might, because I don't feel like they should have released a badly mixed version of the movie and then have to release a better version a week later
Yeah.
that I now want to go see.
Because they were trying to blame it on theaters aren't using the right audio, but then
But it was their fault.
It's their fault. They are now releasing better audio.
Yeah, which sucks because I'd want to go see it now with the better audio. But
yeah, because it was hard for me. It was hard to hear the beginning part.
And I don't know if this happened with you, but it happened with me. The impacts of especially during the Vulture fight scene, like when they would hit stuff, there was like no bass to it, so it didn't have any like impact. At least in my theater. I don't know if it was like an issue with my speakers.
But I do remember distinctly it's like the music was like a good loud, but it was like it was like the music noise and like background audio was like a perfect level, but like the dialogue volume was just so low you can't even hear what they were saying. I kept missing what Gwen was saying in that like beginning part constantly. I couldn't understand.
Yeah, it bugged me, especially the whole like bass issue in my theater. But it fixed itself towards the middle of the movie. But
and I was like, man, because our theater every time, like I don't know what it is with our theater. AMC, y'all don't make movies better.
Well, I think I like AMC theaters because I watched it in a Regal theater.
Oh, you watched it in a Regal theater?
Yeah, in Greensboro, and I like AMC because it like vibrates the chairs really when the like sounds loud.
No, it does. And I like AMC. I'm just messing, but like I know the one we go to, there's always like a little issue. It's not like remember the Batman, the bass was like busted, and so
the speakers were messed up, so it was like crackling.
Yeah. I mean,
it's weird. We only noticed that like at the beginning or like the middle of the movie.
No, I noticed it like through the whole thing, but like it's the car chase.
Yeah, where it really got. Yeah, but I don't know. I thought audio it irked me, so I mean I'm gonna have to take off a little bit for that. Yeah. Because I don't think you should release a not finished movie because really it's not finished if the audio is not fully mixed.
Yeah.
Pacing. It's. I don't know how to say this. Okay. This is how I feel. This movie is just way too hectic with its pacing.
Yeah.
It has its slow moments, and sometimes it's a little too slow. Like for example, I kind of felt like the party on the roof was a little like. There's a scene with Miles and under like the water tower with his mom or whatever. And there was like a beat of silence in there that was like 10 seconds long.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is kind of unnecessary. It was really slow.
Yeah,
I mean, the scene context wise, like the theme and what it was supposed to be was good, but like it just dragged on.
It's kind of weird because I'm trying to think of a scene that just wasn't really necessary.
I think that whole like Spider-Man India place wasn't that necessary other than to show like him saving his dad.
No, it was necessary because they had to show Miguel saying, hey, you did a what do you call it?
Well, yeah, I don't know. So this whole pacing of the movie just to me was just so
I agree with you. I'm not.
Yeah, I was just it's just like it's all slow at points and it's fast at points, and then it's just like so much going on, especially it's switching back and forth really quick, and like especially towards the end between all these different like people. Yeah, and I was just like, it's a little too much going on.
Yeah,
it's not as focused as the first one was. The first one didn't really have any pacing issues, I didn't think.
No, I still think the first one's Yeah, I think the first one's pacing is like perfect. You know what I'm saying? There was never like there's a couple moments I was not I don't want to say bored, but like I was just like, here, come on, let's kind of keep going here. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
It's a decently long film.
2 hours and 16 minutes.
Yeah, longest was it longest in U.S. or
I
something?
think so. Yeah, U.S. made anime movie. I
Not, and don't get me wrong, I'm hyped for joy that a Spider-Man movie, an anime term, biggest. You know,
did it feel? Did you feel the length? Like at all? Did you feel? Did it feel like a 2 hour and 16 minute movie? At any point?
But I mean, again, that was due to the pacing.
Yeah, and see,
that's
another big thing.
Like was all like, here, I want this to end. Though I will say that for sure. There's never a moment I was like, I want this to end.
That's actually a good segue because it actually has something to do with pacing a little bit, but not like really like a subcategory of pacing. But the ending, not like the cliffhanger, because that was fine. I mean, well, I have an issue with that too, but I'll talk about that in a second. That's just like a personal thing. But the ending felt like it was trying to end, but didn't know how. Multiple times. There was like 4 different times it was like, this is where it ends. And they were like, oh, it doesn't end there. And then what else could they show? And then they do another thing. I'm like, oh, it ends here. And I'm like, what? It felt like it was trying to end, but couldn't.
Yeah.
I don't know if you caught that. Like, it was right there when it was switching back and forth between everybody.
Yeah, like, it's just, I think it should have, I don't know how I would end it, but I think they should have saved the whole Miles' Prowler thing. That should have been like the big thing in the beginning to get people hooked in. Like, oh my god, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like maybe the cliffhanger should have been Miles is stuck in this other universe. There's no other way. Nobody knows where he's at. You know?
Yeah, I agree. It's just like it felt. The ending to me felt weird.
Right here, I'm like, it was like I said the first time I thought it was like, okay, it's gonna end right here. It went on for like another like 30 minutes.
Yeah, the ending to me felt weird, and I think the cliffhanger also did. But everyone's like, "Oh, it's this huge Empire Strikes Back-esque cliffhanger," and like, yes, sure, it is. It's the same problem that they faced in that movie and this, but. It didn't have it had a weight, but it didn't have like a big weight. It kind of just ended. And I was like, I expected like a huge thing. It was just kind of just like, and we're done. Yeah. And I was like, oh, well, okay. Gotta wait till next year, I guess. But it didn't make me go like, oh no, what? Oh, come on. It wasn't one of those kind of cliffhangers.
No, I got you.
I don't know if that was like already anticipating that it was going to be a cliffhanger, so I was ready for it, but I don't know.
Yeah,
it just like that kind of bugged me a little bit.
No, I hear you. I mean, I was shocked. I was just like, oh, good. You know, I think do you think it's just the thought of, oh god, this is like still going, like that thought, kind of like, or not like this is still going, not like a bad way.
I just don't think that they should have ended it as the cliffhanger of like, all right. We're here. Look at all those spider people. Let's go. And they all like swing. I don't think that should have been the cliffhanger. I think cliffhanger should have been the Miles thing, like the Prowler. That should have ended it. You should have had Gwen get it with all spider people right before that, and then you have him in the room, and that ends with that scene because it ended with the spider people like swinging towards the camera, going whatever they were doing.
You're right.
Yeah, I think it should have been switched. Then it would have had more impact.
Yeah, they should be like, where are they going to?
Because the big reveal is before this like scene that's like, oh, cool, but okay, like what? Let's go back to that other thing.
There's a part of me that's just like, I kind of wish they didn't show the spider people or Gwen getting the thing.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like,
it's just me.
No, I get it. But then again, there's also like, you got to have something there. I don't know.
No,
it's just kind of like, it just kind of bothers me.
Oh, give people hope? Heck no.
Not a Spider-Man movie.
Not a Spider-Man movie. You're gonna be depressed just like Peter is.
Yeah.
You'll like it.
Yeah, I don't think if there's anything other problems I had. Any characters I didn't like. There's not any characters I didn't like. Spot was cool. The jokes, some of the jokes didn't land. I gotta be honest. There was a couple that did.
Which ones did not land for you? I like that.
I know that there were some because there were only like 3 jokes in the whole movie that I really laughed at. But I don't know. I also heard that Jeff Loveness wrote some of the jokes for this movie.
Jeff Loveness did? Oh.
Yeah, the Ant-Man writer. I laughed. I laughed at the Peter parked car thing. I thought that was funny. The whole thing with him talking to his dad, and he was like, "Maybe you should just get off his." Yeah, that made me laugh.
The baby powder joke, good. That
was funny. But other than that, it really didn't make me laugh that much. Like Peter B. Parker was the person that made me laugh the most in the first movie, but he didn't really make me laugh that much in this one.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I felt like he felt more like a downgrade.
He felt like an afterthought.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we should put him in the movie.
And it kind of sucks because it was like a big character.
They had that nice scene though. I gotta give props for this scene because the one where he was like, I had a kid because of you, Miles. The whole thing is I wanted the kid to grow up to be like you, and I was like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and downgrade might be too hard to set to.
Felt like he was shoehorned in just a bit. He didn't really have a place in the movie other than be like, "Hey, old friend.
Hey, I'm still here. Hey, I got a baby now."
Yeah, that kind of thing. It's like a check-in. I don't know, but that's not an issue. It's more just like maybe it is. I don't know. If you really listen to this review, it sounds like we're trashing on this movie.
No, it sounds like it, but it's just I like it though. I still really love it.
Yeah. This movie's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Is it the greatest thing to ever exist? No.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I know we're talking about Peter B. Parker, but like, it's so funny because some people who are trashing on this one character actually really like it. That's Ben Reilly.
Oh yeah.
Much.
Well, he is. It is different, right?
Very different.
But it's funny. But what was that one line where he was like, he was talking, he was like, me and my massive musculature or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's like the biggest like narcissist.
Yeah, and Ben Reilly's not really like that. They're making fun like 90s like edge stuff.
Yeah.
I get it, and that's not really what Ben Reilly is.
I gotta say his design is my favorite out of all of them.
Yeah.
His design in the movie is really
his art style is the best looking one.
Yeah. I liked him. I'm not the biggest fan of Jessica Drew.
Oh, you didn't like her that much?
I just think she didn't really feel like she had a point either. Like, she didn't do much other than like the cool web thing out of her fingers, which was also kind of weird.
That's all you're good for is just web fingers.
I don't know. And plus, being pregnant and out in the battlefield is a little questionable.
You're being pregnant and you're shooting webs. That's what you're made for. I kind of disagree. I really liked her.
It was an interesting take on the character, but it wasn't my favorite. Miguel still is my favorite character.
Yeah.
Totally.
Miguel, I mean, you go anywhere on Instagram or Twitter, everybody's talking about how awesome Miguel is. And it's Miguel O'Hara, our half Irish, half Hispanic Spider-Man. He's awesome.
Oscar Isaac, first actor to play 3 different Marvel roles.
Yeah, 3. I know. Yeah, he played Apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Moon Knight and
now this, yeah. He did great. He really did. I think he should win an award.
Oh,
I think his voice acting is really good.
Do you think this is be nominated for maybe
an Oscar? I don't know about an Oscar, but an Emmy. I don't know. Emmys might have passed already.
Yeah, I thought Emmys were like TV shows.
That's true. Oh gosh. Sorry, it's late. I'm tired. Let's see. I guess, we've talked about a lot of things we like, a lot of things dislike. I guess we can get to our overall thoughts and then rating of the movie.
Yeah.
Overall, personally, I didn't hate it one bit. It had a handful of issues. And the pacing is probably the biggest one, like you said. Audio, releasing an unfinished movie is kind of a red flag. But
I'm I mean, yeah, it would suck if they pushed it back, but like,
Yeah, then this is gonna dock points for me for that. I mean, there was enough good stuff to where I was like I'm excited for the next one,
oh
which
yeah,
is what I mean. This movie made me excited.
I do feel bad because it did sound like we were dogging on it, but it's out of love, and it's there, just dropped my pencil, and I and out of it's out of love, and also like we still love the movie, it's just I think is when you have high expectations, this stuff's gonna happen,
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think it delivers.
So I'm going into the Flash with the lowest expectations possible.
Oh god, no! What are you talking about? I'm going to the highest Flash. What are you talking about?
And then I'm going to walk out being like, "What did I just watch?"
What the hell was this?
But see, if I go in with high expectations, I'll come out with like, "What did I just watch?" If I go with low expectations, I'll come out and be like, "What did I just watch?"
What did I just? Hey, I had low, but not that low.
Yeah.
All I want is, I'm sure. Luckily, there's not really a character I hate or just like was annoyed every time they showed up. So I give the movie a lot of credit because there's not one. Like you can say maybe a character was pointless, but you can't say you hated one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I think it would be weird if you're all like, oh, I didn't like Maria Morales because I thought she was annoying or something. It's all like, no, she was awesome. I didn't like the Spock because he was goofy. Well, okay, if that's really how you feel, I mean, they fixed him in the end, and and he's like serious. He's like a real threat, but he's still like very, very cool.
Yeah.
I love it. I thought he was awesome.
Yeah, I guess we go ahead and do a rating and then end this off. What would you rate Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse out of 10?
I
got
probably, I don't know, because now we're talking about. You already talking here. Yeah, here you go first. Because I'm a little.
I was stuck between two numbers, but I've decided I'm going to rate Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse an 8.5 out of 10.
I'll go with that because I was going to say 8.5. I was like, ugh.
I was going to do 8, but then I was like, that feels a little too low.
Yeah, I was gonna do. I was stuck between 9 or 8.5.
Yeah. So there you go. That was our review of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. We'll see you in like probably 6 years, but it's going to get delayed. So we'll see you in 6 years for Beyond the Spider-Verse.
You know things will get delayed? I heard people talking about that.
100% because they haven't even started doing voice lines for it yet.
Dang, haven't have they?
No. And it took Haley Steinfeld 4 years to do her voice lines for Gwen and Across the Spider-Verse.
That is true. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, with that, I guess we can get ready to get out of here. Nothing really I got to say. Other than that. So, yeah. Now we get out of here. Thank you all so much for joining us this week, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
See ya.